Hello, very good evening to you and welcome to Grassroot Reports on MCL Television. My name is Emmanuel Wansway. Grassroot Reports is a program that brings you face to face with the people from the grassroots and the story about them. This night we have a couple of stories which will interest you. We went to Itumboza and the people are crying about abandonment. Umunekwawo observes cultural rebirth. Umubu community bemoans neglect by government. Ambisi Uzi, one people, two kingdoms. Now to our first story. The story of the people of Itumboza in the local government area of Abia State paints a picture of a people abandoned by their own state. Grassroot Reports visited the area and returned with cries of abandonment and rejection.
This is the road to Ndiwo Autonomous Community of Itumboza, an agrarian community that boasts of rich agricultural output, located at the boundary between Abia State and Akwa Ibom State. But unfortunately, the people dwell in abject penury in the midst of abundant but unharnessed wealth. This is owing to a number of factors that could be attributed to lack of government presence in the area. They have no access to good roads, adequate health care, and potable water, amongst other social amenities. The traditional ruler of the community, Eze Christopher Iniewe, speaks about his community.
Before we come to get autonomous community, we were in the Itumboza kingdom. So at that short time now, these people, Ntalako, was the first to come out from, they came out from Itumboza or this thing and got their own autonomous community. Then after that, then we, Ndiwo, got their own. Then Obibia got their own. Ntalako got ready. Then from Ntalako now we get Isiala. Ntalako. They don't want to do this route. We don't know why. And we have been asking them to come and help us.
The people cry of marginalization and discrimination by the government of Abia State.
I remember in those days, Michael Obara visited us here. The then military governor of Imo State, Isidro Kesanya, visited us here. There was no road. He has to travel with his military uniform to this community to see the plight of the people. Ndubisi Carlo, as a Navy officer, condescended himself low with a Navy uniform, visited the people of Itumboza because he knew we were in the border area, and to appease the people. And they were doing things on their own as at that time. That time the country was okay. And Mbakwe from Imo, Oboho, the late Governor Sambakwe, blessed memory, he almost have a house here. I remember, I think he slept here once or twice, and he gave us this road. But now that we come back to Abia, and we have our people, our brothers who are governors, they don't visit us. They don't listen to our plights. We are suffering. You can see the condition of the people. You can see our roads. If you go to primary school now, you pity Itumboza of people. Go to the health center, that's all collapsed. Go to police station, that's turned to forest, no policeman, single one, there is none. And this makes life so difficult. And in Itumboza here, I think we are the food basket of Abia State. We are the largest producer of cocoa, Gary, we supply in a large quantity. Melon, maize, cucumber, what have you. It may even surprise you to know that we have limestone that can be harnessed for cement. But yet, government is not doing something for us, that we are being marginalized.
In the Abia State, that the Tumbuzo, what that I make anything achieve. Even the Tumbuzo, on the Tumbuzo, what one day, Jirin carrying the what be. The what be on the prempe, but the Tumbuzo, what I do cool. I would know Chawuluko government chairman, I was saying, Yay Tumbuzo, what Ya would know House of Assembly, I was saying, Yay Tumbuzo, what be. Ya would know Council, I was saying, where I Tumbuzo. What be? Why Tumbuzo what be? When I know on your care, yeah, we now to move somebody. Yeah, we know some what be near our own Kabia China Council. My was so I sugi buafoma mere. Yeah, we know the thing Yendi Nasuibo.
To confirm their claims, we paid a visit to the only police station in Itumbozo. To our dismay, it was a very sorry sight, overgrown by thick bushes and abandoned with no policeman in sight. A walk into the station showed a ghost area with its 8 offices, 4 cells, and 4 restrooms at different levels of devastation. We were told that the police station was renovated about 12 years ago. Our crew also paid a visit to the only health center located in the community.
Here is the premises of the Tumbuzo Health Center. Unlike the overgrown police station, here is relatively clean, but devoid of individuals who are supposed to manage this health center. A young man is here by my side. He has come to take treatment, but has found nobody. What is your name?
My name is Olukachi Samuel Kalo.
Okay. You have come to take treatment?
Yes, sir.
So, what's your experience?
So as I come now, I didn't see anybody here. It's making 1 Gandhi now.
You have not seen anybody here?
Yes.
So, who are the people who are supposed to take your on treatments?
Before we don't have, there are some people who used to come, but as of now they're not coming. I didn't see anybody.
Now what are you going to do?
Not to go another place and take my treatment.
Where did you come from?
Talako.
Within the community?
Yes.
So where else are you going to?
I'm going to Akwa Ibom now to take my treatment.
Why not Umaya?
Well, Umaya, I didn't have money to go to Umaya.
So between Akwa Ibom and Umaya, which is further?
Akwa Ibom is nearby our site.
Alright, thank you. As you can see, the people are truly suffering. For them to access primary health care, they will have to go to the neighboring Akwa Ibom state to be able to get treated. The government of Abia State is therefore called upon to look into the plight of the people and find ways to solve their problems.
This health center was last renovated in 1992 during the administration of the first executive governor of Abia State, Dr. Benayono. It had several facilities found in a standard hospital, including a mortuary, but all these have been left to rot.
The hospital was given to us during the Mbako regime, but it was commissioned during the military regime when Professor Ransom Kuti was the Minister of Health. That was when it was commissioned. Then at that time, all the equipment was here was brought in from abroad, flowed in from abroad. The only thing that kept this hospital at that time behind, that draw it behind, was that there was no electricity in our place. They complained there is no electricity, so no doctor agreed to stay as a resident doctor here. But unfortunately, they were supposed to use a big plant or a generator. But the story then was that the generator allocated to this hospital when federal government gave it, was not brought to this place. It was somehow was taken to another place. So that was why the hospital since then has not been functioning properly.
How did the state of the health center degenerate to this sorry level?
At the inception of this hospital, it was a standard hospital, something we can call a general hospital, because most of the equipment were imported. I can boast that when this hospital was at the inception, we had incubator was part of what that was packed in here. Oxygen, they were part of the thing that was packed in here. They brought wheelchair and other things that were very important for a standard general hospital. The only thing was that it was not given a name, it was given the name Primary Health Center. We didn't know if that name caused it to be abandoned to a primary level. It has every facilities that any general hospital can boast of in the inception when it started work.
This is perhaps the reason the only patent medicine star in the community enjoys greater patronage from those who cannot afford to cross over to the neighboring Akwa Ibom state. The story is the same for Comprehensive Secondary School, Ndiwo, Itumbozo. It shares its own level of dilapidation, from abandoned buildings to failed classrooms which could only be identified by the existence of the blackboards. Potable water is another scarce commodity in the community. Our crew met these children hunting for water, and we sought to know where. These took us to the stream. The journey to the stream was not an easy one, as we had to descend this steep hill before we could access the stream water. Interestingly, the villagers, no matter how young, come here every now and then before they could access water. Right in the middle of the people's stream called Idim Nkenang. In their local dialect, Idim means water and Nkenang is what we know in Igbo to be achara, talking about elephant grass. So in other words, you'll be having the stream of elephant grass. Now, behind me are so many locals who have come to fetch water, and they fly here on a daily basis. What is the notion of the people about their own stream? I have with me one of the locals, a young man who is willing to talk to me. Could you please talk to me?
Hello, my name is Fayo Sezina.
Alright.
I'm from Abia State. Particularly, the name of my village is Ndiwo, Itumbozo in Bendel Local Government. Please, I'm pleading with the Abia State government. Here in Itumbozo, we are suffering. So the name of this our stream now is Idim Nkena. So as I'm talking to the Abia State government, I'm pleading with the Abia State government.
What the stream? What notion have you about this stream? What can you tell us about this stream?
The stream now, as I'm about to describe what is happening in this stream, yeah, in this stream now, there is no any treatment that we are getting from this stream. So the stream now is not good for our health. So where we are coming from is too far. Then I'm pleading with the Abia State government to help us here in this community called Itumbozo in Bendel Local Government, that they should help us to get us one borehole here in this community.
The water appears neat for consumption, but this little girl has a contrary view and calls for the provision of a better one.
I want the government to help us and to bring out borehole help here for us. Because of this thing, some people, if they climb up the hill, they'll fall down and injure themselves. And then I want the government to give us borehole help so that we should stop to coming to this thing.
The people of Itumbozo, no doubt, are one of the largest producers of cassava and its byproduct, gari. A lot of economic trees like the oil palm, cocoa, plantain, cashew, avocado pear, and many others abound in Itumbozo. There is therefore the need for the government of Abia State to pay attention to the plight of the people of Itumbozo and as well take advantage of the available economic deposits in the area.
And now, to our next story. It is not in doubt that most Igbo communities have lost touch with some of their cultural heritage. It is always a delight, however, to see such communities make efforts to regain their lost heritage. Umunnekwabo community of Isukwato in Isukwato local government area of Abia State is one of such communities. It recently held what could pass as cultural rebirth. Grassroot Reports was there.
Umunnekwabo is a community of 4 kindreds comprising Eziama, Umuankwa, Umihu, and Umora. The occasion, with focus on community development, was held at the community's primary and secondary schools open field, with the people seen in their different traditional attires. It brought home sons and daughters of the community from far and near to witness what could rightly be described as a rebirth of some of their long-forgotten cultural heritage, one of which is the Iduwanyiniyi. This literally means to lead a woman to the stream. It was practiced by the people of Umunnekwabo in the olden days. Iduwanyiniyi, as dramatized at the occasion, symbolizes a traditional marriage rite of ushering a newly married woman into the community. The new wife goes to the stream in the company of other women to fetch the stream water for her husband.
Ihe a na-eme ugbu a bụ ememme ikute mmiri ahụ dịka ha rutere n'iyi nke a na-akpọ ogele. Ogele a bụ mmiri a na-aṅụ dị n'Umunnekwabo. Ebe ọ dị kpọmkwem bụ na ọnụmara a na-akpọ Ụmụra. Ọkwanụ n'ebe ahụ ka ụmụada nwaanyị dutere nwaanyị ọhụụ a n'iyi dịka a na-ekute mmiri a. Ebukwara obi na mgbe a na-alarụ na onye na-alụ nwaanyị ọhụụ a ga-anọ n'ọnụ ogo nabata ya.
She is then led home through the hamlets of the 4 kindreds of the community as the women joyfully sing. By doing this, she has shown her strength and ability to withstand whatever it takes to be married into the community. At the event proper, the new wife was then ushered into the arena. The event featured one of the people's traditional dances called Mbele, as well as dances by the Ndiadawanyi, women born and married in the community, and the Osodieriako, those married from other communities. It was also an opportunity for fundraising for the community. This was done through the unveiling of a 5-step local cake called Aho. It was made of egusi, and each of the 4 kindreds received one. A keynote address was delivered by Professor Andrew David.
In an effort to revive and preserve our culture for prosperity, we must guide against mixing culture with paganism or idol worship to avoid the mistakes of our forefathers, to make our culture admirable and acceptable. It must be separated from idol worship, unhealthy and ungodly practices, which were the major reasons many Christian denominations avoid participating in cultural celebrations.
His Highness Ezekeude speaks on the significance of the event.
The intention of this program is cultural revival. We intend to motivate our people into recognizing and appreciating our culture. You know, the culture of a people is the people. These people express themselves through their culture. We have had some slack in cultural activities, and the intention is to gradually begin to bring back to modern times the culture of our people, so that we will know where we are coming from, we will know who we are, and with cultural revival we will be able to motivate ourselves into moving to the next level.
On the sustenance of the event, the President General of Umunnekwabo, Sir Chimdi Oluoha, says it will be held annually.
We'll be doing this every year, and we'll continue to improve on what we have done today, so that in the course of the years we'll achieve perfection, if there's anything like perfection at all in human endeavor.
The event climaxed with the presentation of a trophy to the best dancing group, at the occasion which Umuahia branch clinched.
Abuja Berekanala, Mako di Berekanala, di Berekanala, Odi.
We'll now take a break, and when we return, Grassroots Reports will continue. Don't go away. You're welcome back to the program. If you just tuned in, this is Grassroots Reports, reaching you from MCL Television. Umuhu Ancient Kingdom has bemoaned the neglect of its community by successive administrations in the state. A visit to the community by Grassroots Reports revealed a community in their need of urgent government attention. Juice again tells us more.
This is Umuhu Ancient Kingdom, one of the two major clans in Umuahia. The other is Ibegu. Umuhu is in Umuahia North local government area of Abia State. When MCL News visited the community, the traditional Prime Minister, High Chief Ekejoba Onokog, gave us an insight into the history of the Ohoho clan. He said every other autonomous community in Ohoho is a product of Umuhu. It is, however, worrisome to realize that the community lacks basic amenities needed for survival despite its long historical background. Some of the amenities include portable drinking water, health facilities, and road. These respondents explain the level of deprivation suffered by this community.
Kemgbe ndị a n'ala mmiri ozuzo ọbụla na-enye anyị nsogbu, dịkwa na ihe anyị ji elekọta ndụ na ahụike. Anyị enweghị health center ma ebe anyị na-enweta ọgwụ dị anyị nso, ma ụmụ anyị rịawa ọrịa ọ dịghị ebe anyị na-enweta kpọrọ ha ọsịsọ ga mgbe a ga-egbochi ọrịa ahụ mgbe ọ na-abụ na nke ga mee admit ma onye ya bed n'ụlọ.
Obodo anyị dị mma, inyere anyị aka. Anyị nwere ndị ọrụ ugbo inyekwa anyị ihe anyị ga-eji were eti akala arụ ọrụ, ihe dịka ntụ fertilizer anyị ga-ime ọrụ anyị ya dị mma. Anyị chọrọ ka unu mere anyị obodo anyị ya okporo ụzọ adị mma, ebe anyị ọkụ eletrik
One of the communities in Umuhu Ancient Kingdom is Omongase. The village head Chinedu Johnson said their major challenge, apart from basic amenities, is the incessant attack by headsmen. Ironically, the headers surfaced at the time of filing this report.
The community actually built a mission as onye odojo obodo no la community mission ba unu chere ka government hola heji aka ha ya hola ebere to share.
It was a sorry sight when we paid a visit to the palace of the traditional Prime Minister of Umuhu, High Chief Ikejoba Onokogo. He accused the United Delta Development Commission of diverting funds made for the construction of the kilometer 11 Nkata to Ofeme Road.
We are having some challenges here. Our major challenge to say is this road, they call Okpara Road. NDDC is using this road to rip off government. At every given time, they appoint one contractor or the other to come and work on the road. They will do one or two things and go back to claim money. From the last government of TLG, we made a protest to NDDC and they sent a contractor to come and redo the road. The contractor came and made some shabby job and went back. I and His Royal Majesty, as a Bob Joe Nema, as the 4th of Umu, we went to Port Harcourt and protested vehemently against the shabby work of the NNDC. So they now come up again with another contractor. This time the contractor has put up a signboard at Katawichi Kuso and has claimed to have done the job. Whereas you look at the road from Kata to Omago, it's a hell of a place. When it rains, we are in big trouble. So our major concern is for NNDC to look at the various contractors that have done this road, this particular road, kilometer 11 from Kata to Ofeme, from the period of when Chief Onyemukochukwu was the chairman to date. This has been the state of this road. It seems as if there's something wrong with the road. Nothing wrong. It's the administrative or the technical know-how of the NDC people that is messing up this place. So we are not happy.
The traditional Prime Minister also urged the authorities to, as a matter of urgency, curb the activities of headsmen. According to him, the youth of the community may be forced to take up reprisals, which he noted would not be in the interest of the state. The question is, would the people of Umuhu ever experience the dividends of democracy? Only time will tell.
When individuals of the same family suddenly become members of separate autonomous communities, it is an indication that all is not well. The people of Amizi and Uzi Epeolokro in Umuahia South Local Government Area of Abia State are in this picture. They are one people, two kingdoms.
They were before now one united and indivisible people, sharing everything in common in one name, Amizi Epeolokro. But today, acrimony has crept into the once peaceful community and placed a knife on the cord that held them together. Thus, the people have fallen apart, with some falling into a new community, Uzi. With this development, it is now a commonplace for siblings, a husband and wife, and their children to pitch their tents differently, paying allegiance to either Amizi or Uzi. Grassroots reports was at the palace of Eze Lawrence Eluwa, the traditional ruler of Amizi Epeolokro Autonomous Community. His palace secretary speaks.
Amizi is one entity with 10 villages being manned one, Eze, and that time late Eze Ukeka. Later on, some group of people, came up for another autonomous community, which they call the Uzi Autonomous Community. We've been battling with this autonomous community for the past 16 years or more.
Since the inception of this newly created autonomous community called Uzi Olokoro Autonomous Community into Amezi here, we have not achieved any peace at all.
Interestingly, these two communities lay claims to everything that make up the old Amezi, including the central square known as Okwachuku, the market, and the 10 villages.
We had 10 component villages that made up this Amezi Epe, which they themselves also extracted and built their own, called Uzi Olokoro.
And if you enter here, you cannot define that autonomous community where it is existing. Within the Amezi here, you cannot, as you enter here and say you want to go to Uzi, they will just be laughing at you. But Eze is somewhere they are not quite too close from, this present Eze. Of course, we've been to the court. When the House of Assembly stayed here, they put up their report. And on that case, they listed this Uzi Autonomous Community.
To concur with the Palace Secretary that a father or wife will belong to the other side of the community, while the children also will belong to the other side. Like I could notice in most of these component villages that made up this autonomous community, two people from the same womb are traditional chiefs of these their different villages. You can imagine that. Like we have an instance, Umoba 2. The traditional chief of Amezi Epe in Umoba 2 village, a Chief Ojogo, his own immediate younger brother too, from the same womb, is also the traditional chief of Uzi Olokoro Autonomous Community.
At some point, the Abia State government waded into the matter through the Abia State House of Assembly, delisting Uzi Autonomous Community, which also listed the 10 villages of Umoba 1, Umoba 2, Umuifeze, Amimo, Umulanchara, Amizokahia, Umuokikachara, Umunkaroba, Umuwara, and Umuchuku as its villages.
It's in the Government Gazette, number 8, 2015. It's in existence now. But you know how the government works. They do not want to apply force. The young man is still parading himself, causing havoc here. We all share the same square, the same square here. Whenever he wants to, talk to his people, we come in front of this here and knock his conch. How do you accept that sort of thing? That's exactly what is wrong with her. Listen now. The government has not been able to do anything except that law published by the Abia State House of Assembly.
Following the development, we made efforts to get the other side of the story from the traditional ruler of Uzi Autonomous Community, Eze Cyril Obonna. But it was all in futility, as he told us off the camera that he was not ready to talk without his cabinet members. This led to a rescheduling of the interview session, which he indirectly declined. Ironically, while the state government, through the Abia State House of Assembly on the one hand, delisted the Uzi Autonomous Community, the Abia State Council of Traditional Rulers, on the other hand, is said to have accorded the traditional ruler of the said community a full recognition. An age-long saying has it that when two elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. This saying is evidently bare in the community, considering the developmental setback the people have had to face as a result of the rift. At the time of this report, their roads were in terrible state. This was the same with the only electricity transformer that served the community. It was in a state of abandonment. The story was not different with the community's collapsed borehole.
So how do people access water now?
No, well, it's through individual, borehole.
No stream?
The stream is polluted through that big water from the town.
Ceramics.
Ceramics. From the hospital to ceramics. It crossed to our stream and the Amba.
However, the question begging for an answer is, what is the government of Abia State doing to ensure that the lingering crisis in this once peaceful community is resolved permanently?
That's much we can take on this week's edition of Grassroots Reports. We must thank you very much for being part of it. Next week promises to be exciting. My name is Emmanuel Mazwe, thanking you on behalf of the production crew. Goodbye.